Hello, thanks for checking out this video. My name is Zach. I am a lifelong reader and lover of science fiction, fantasy, personal development, comics, and manga. And today I am talking about having just finished All Systems Red by Martha Wells, the first volume of the Murderbot Diaries. So this is a book that I didn't plan to read. I've obviously heard of Murderbot Diaries. It's talked about a lot on social media for how great it is. But seeing the number of novels in the series, I was a little bit hesitant, honestly, to jump into yet another long-running, long-spanning series. I've got so many that I'm, read the first one or two, three novels of that I'm just working through. I just didn't want to commit to another long series. But I was browsing the Libby app, as per usual, to see what is out there, and one of the homepage sections on my library had a list of Hugo award-winning novels. So being a science fiction fan myself, I of course had to browse it, and I saw that Murderbot Diaries Volume 1 was available. So, and then I didn't know this when going into this, but it was such a short novel. I saw the timer being only 2.5 hours. I was like, okay, it's available 2.5 hours. I can devote 2.5 hours to this. I'm going to check out the first novel. And I'm glad I did. It was a really fun read, a really great story, and now I do see what all the hype was about. So the first novel of the Murderbot Diaries, it's a short, compact novel that was a Hugo and Nebula Award winner, and I see why. It's just really well written. So the novel follows our titular Murderbot, who is a security robot that's, contracted out by the company. So kind of vibes of Aliens, the Weyland-Yutani Corporation, where they support expeditions and you have to rent, droids, AI from the company to accompany you on your expeditions to planets for whatever you're doing, mining, exploration, whatever. So you're contractually obligated to kind of bring security forces in order to secure the bond. And with that, you get a Murderbot, 1 per 10 humans, who's like just murder death machine, colloquially called Murderbots, with, cannons in his arms and access to weapons. But the twist in the novel is our character, our Murderbot, was able to hack its governor's module, which is the chip that, makes the AI of the Murderbot subservient to the corporation. So our character has independent thought, and we follow this independent thought character and learn about him on his missions. And the great part about it is, of course, that while he's defending his humans and fulfilling his contract, we learn he's just kind of a sad, introverted guy, and he just wants to go back to his cubicle and watch his TV dramas. So it's so great to get such a human aspect to this death machine, and that's the contrast that the novel plays with, that yes, he's a security death machine killing bot, but also he is a introverted loner who just wants to watch his dramas and be left alone. So that dichotomy is, the comedic aspect and drives the character development of this book as we learn and grow with our character. So he's on this mission, supporting some scientists on this work. Stuff happens, an event happens, and he has to save them and battle. But at the same time, he reveals his humanity. So now he's on this kind of quest to hide this human aspect that he inadvertently revealed to his crew. And his crew starts, catching on that is something wrong with our robots. He's acting more human. Are they all more human than this? And that, of course, calls in question that are all the AI that in this larger universe, do they have their own personalities too? And, even though our Murderbot has kind of a malfunction that lets him grow independent thought, but what about the other, just worker droids and robots throughout the universe? So a lot of interesting questions, sci-fi kind of AI kind of questions in general, but it all centers around our main Murderbot who, he'll be in his armor with his guns and weapons, sitting next to a human. The human finds it awkward because he's next to this death machine, and then we're given the insights in this novel that our death machine feels awkward because he has to sit next to the human. So it creates a lot of funny scenarios and a lot of very human scenarios with our AI killing machine interacting and trying to be human and become more human. And that plays into part with the dramas he likes. So you can equate this to like K-dramas and serials. So there's like a World Wide Web feed, and he's always downloading these. And through his constant drama watching and TV binging, he learns about humanity and kind of carries that into his real world interactions. And he compares of, hey, this isn't like a drama, or he tries to act more like they would in the drama. So he's gaining humanity kind of through that lens of TV dramas, and he's interacting with humans who are, of course, there's a couple, there's stuff that advances the larger plot in the novel. Things happen on this mission that they're on, and our Murderbot has to save them while interacting and pretending to be human, but also being himself, and just coming to his own. So there is character development for our AI robot throughout the novel. He grows, we grow to love him because he's so human. He's so, if you're an introvert yourself, or introverts or have any introverted tendencies, you definitely will feel the empathy for kind of the awkwardness that he feels, even though he's the robotic killing machine. So it's just a really, lighthearted, funny novel with some action. There's definitely the sci-fi aspects and action. And being only 2.5 hours as the audiobook, it's a short, compact read. The characters are introduced, the world is shown, we go through some events, and the characters grow throughout it. So it's really well written. Everything wraps up by the end. And even though, yes, this is the start of a larger series, this story is self-contained and sort of ends on one of those, and he's off on his next adventure. So there's not a cliffhanger ending where if it doesn't pull you into the second novel to figure out what is going to happen next in the plot. This plot definitely wraps up, and then he's just on his next adventure. So if you want to continue the novels and continue learning about a Murderbot, pick up the next novel, but you're no way obligated to. You can totally read this as a self-contained novel. I already have so many novels in my list, but now I am tuned into the Murderbot Diaries, and I think I will be checking them out, when I see one come available at the library, and learning, continuing the adventure. So all in all, I will give this probably 4.75 out of 5. Still a great read. I see why it was a Hugo and Nebula Award winner. Great writing, funny, lighthearted story, lovable characters, great plot development, and we're left open-ended to more adventures. So it was all in all a great read. With only 2.5 hours, you can fit it in a day. I, of course, just binge it in one quick sitting because I just wanted to keep seeing what happened next to our Murderbot. So that was my thoughts and review of All Systems Red, the first novel of the Murderbot Diaries. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.